Now, what's going to happen if we go to youtube.com? There was actually, I made a problem in the last video, or I wrote something wrong, so let's just jump into a random video here. Go ahead and inspect the page. Now, a few things are going to happen. Okay, if we go over to console, we're going to see, we don't see that here. Let me refresh, and this is something that we're going to have to account for as well. Which I'll explain in a moment. So let me pause that. It says cannot read property config of undefined. So basically what's happening here, I'm going to jump back over to my code and show you guys. We're trying to access window.yt player, which if we do that on the page itself, it's going to return the object, but here's the detachment from our extension in the actual page. So our extension does not have access to the window object or any objects on the YouTube page created by the YouTube page. So what we need to do is something a little bit sneaky. Now here's something else. This should not be a dot. It's URL encoded FMT stream underscore map. So I'm going to change that right now. Now still it's not going to work because we need to do something interesting and sneaky here to be able to sneak our JavaScript file in. And what we need to do is basically inject a new script element in the header to load this so that it looks like YouTube's own page is loading this, and then we can do all that. So in my source directory, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to name it loader.js. And then in this file, what we need to do is we need to create a variable. We're going to call it s for script. It's going to equal document.createElement script. And then we're going to set the source property of it. So s.source is going to equal chrome.extension.getURL. I think it's all lowercase. Let me just check on that. Chrome.extension.getURL. Yeah, it's capital. Okay, cool. And then we just pass in the relative URL to our extension's root directory. So it would be in src YouTube DL.js. So what we've done here is we've created a new element, and it's a script, and we're setting the source to YouTube DL. So now this is script source, that URL right there. And then what we need to do is we need to say window on load, actually s on load, and it's going to be a function, and we're going to say this dot remove. And we're just going to remove this little bit of script. And then we're going to say document.head.append child, and we're going to append s. So what this now is doing is this variable that it's created a script. We're going to append it to the header element on the page. And this is going to allow our script, and I'll show you guys once we jump into it. So in the manifest, I'm just going to change the JS to load the loader instead of the YouTube DL, and then the loader is going to inject YouTube DL.js into the header element. So I'm going to save all this. We're still going to get an error, and we're going to go through it once we do. So let's refresh. And it says denying load of this file right here. Resources must be listed in the web accessible resources manifest key. So what we need to do is jump over to our manifest file here and add that key. So web underscore accessible underscore resources, and it's going to take an array, and the array is going to be all the files that we want to be able to inject into the page. In this case, it's just the one. So I'm going to save this now, reload the extension, and refresh. And now we do get this, our extension is loaded, but even more importantly, we now have access to the window object. So in this file, I'm already creating a video URLs variable from the window YT player. So I'm going to just print that out as well. Show you guys that we do, in fact, have access to it now. So I'm going to save, refresh, and now you can see that we do have access to all the URLs that we got through the console in the previous videos. And these are the direct URLs to this video. And there's different options. So for instance, this is MP4, MP4, WebM, MP4, but there are also different sizes, for instance. So let's go ahead, and in the next video we're actually going to be able to parse and create objects for each different version.